14 quarterbacks were taken in the top 5 picks between 2009 and 2018. Only Baker Mayfield is still with the same team. That is after Sam Bradford was traded to the Carolina Panthers a couple weeks ago. Sam Darnold, let's welcome back in Mary Kay Cabot. Sam Bradford was another one of those who is no longer in the league. Mary Kay, that just shows you how risky and how difficult it is to identify quarterbacks, especially top 5 of the draft.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I was just stunned by that statistic to think that of all those top 5 quarterbacks in that 10-year span, that Baker is the only one left. And this offseason was particularly hard on that group, as 4 of them were kind of dumped by their original team, basically. And one, Matthew Stafford, was traded to another team. So it really was a difficult year. And I think it shows that it's really hard to get it right. It is so hard to get it right. When you look at the 4 first-round quarterbacks from Baker's class alone, really, there were five, including, of course, Lamar Jackson. 3 of them are starters right now, and 2 of them are not. So the percentages are never that great in terms of hitting on these first-round quarterbacks. And it's basically a cautionary tale for the upcoming draft in a couple of weeks when these teams potentially will draft another 5 quarterbacks in the first round, including potentially 4 of them in the top 5 alone. So if they look at these statistics, it might be a cautionary tale for them.
The other thing that this screams is it's not only the quarterback, it's the head coach, it's the system. So I think when people say, well, Baker Mayfield is doing this because it's Stefanski's system, great. That means they got the system right for the quarterback. That's half of the battle.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. We actually did a podcast on this last week, and we kind of looked back at all of those 14 guys, and I wrote a story about it too. But we kind of looked at all 14 of them to see what went right and what went wrong. And some of them, as you mentioned, they just didn't have the supporting cast. They didn't have the right coach. They didn't have the right system. They were just on a bad team. And a lot of times when you get picked that high, you are joining a bad football team. So that doesn't help matters most of the time. But, there are a lot of reasons why it can go wrong. But what the Browns have gotten right with this, and I think this is important, they have surrounded Baker with every single thing that he needs to be successful. Now they paired that with an excellent head coach, a great offensive coordinator, and they have done so much. An offensive line, which I think that is probably one of the biggest things that they did last offseason, was to get him protected and keep him upright. So they're doing everything right, and it's leading to success.
Yeah, and that was Ryan Grigson, who was the Indianapolis Colts general manager with Andrew Luck, who is out of football. That's one of those top 5 guys. He was the one that kind of told Andrew Berry, let's surround Baker Mayfield with a supporting cast. He knew from experience. So again, points to Andrew Berry for having that voice in the room and listening to it.
Yes, absolutely. And they were there together in Indianapolis when Andrew Luck was drafted and took his team to 4 playoff campaigns and made 4 Pro Bowls. So they were there for that success, but they also learned together that you 100% have got to put all your eggs in that basket. You've got to do everything that you can to make that first round pick or that number 1 overall pick be as successful as he possibly can be. So it really did help the Browns to have that wisdom from Ryan Grigson and for Andrew Berry to just have that institutional knowledge.